It's the closest thing.
between you and an alien. A blue bloodless creature called Bahat. 9 brains, 8 arms, with regenerative power,
Like the mythical hero monster.
capable of disguising the superior, very smart and know how to use tools.
But after hundreds of millions of years of evolution, they still can't have a civilization of their own.
We're talking about Octopus.
The most amazing creature on Earth.
Octopus is a soft-footed creature that grows on its head.
That's why it's called a cephalopod. They're delicious.
That's why I'm so familiar with the faces on your drinking tables. But before you take a bite out of your mouth,
And not for its freshness and freshness. Let me tell you some facts.
it might make you respect your prey a little more. Octopus has about 500 billion nerve cells. It's the equivalent of a dog's brain called a walnut.
That sounds like a lot. But you have 86 billion neurons.
170 to times the octopus.
More than the octopus. It's that they have 9 brains.
A central brain. It contains about 180 million nerve cells, and 8 mini brains are essentially the jelly and the fat tentacles each.
The mini brain contains about 40 million neurons.
That's more than twice the number of neurons that the average frog has in its entire body. The central disposition to this locality,
Let each octopus's arm.
they can operate independently of each other.
And with the coup, they can move freely. Taste food without any commands from the brain. Of course, the brain is still in control and can give commands to each arm. When necessary,
I don't like that.
don't mess around. In humans, the hand is faster than the brain. It's exaggerated. It's octopus.
Hands faster than the brain is normal. But if you think of octopus as all brains,
You were wrong. In fact, the head is where the stomach is. The brain is in front of the forehead between the eyes below the stomach.
it's worse than the esophagus. Food that travels from the mouth to the stomach runs straight through the brain. When an octopus needs to swallow a big piece, the esophagus will stretch to the brain to deliver food to the stomach. When you're caught by a shark, octopus, it can remove one or more of its own tentacles and swim away with new tentacles of comparable quality. It will grow back in a few months. Octopus is the top intelligent creature under the spine.
A giant octopus at the National Marine Life Center. Pissed off, it's taken the guards by surprise.
When it solved a hard 3 times 3 Rubik's Cube, you can guess 5.4 seconds.
Are you kidding, octopus?
They're so smart and flexible that they can solve the Rubik's Cube.
The video you just saw was an April Fool's Day trick. Even so, octopus is still an intelligent creature. They have extremely flexible tentacles.
Have the ability to learn and solve puzzles, solve the maze playing with objects, and open the lid from the inside out. It can even go through much smaller holes compared to their bodies. An octopus that's 80 millimeters long weighs more than 2 pounds. It can shrink and go through a hole in diameter 5 cubic meters of gasoline.
That's an amazing good job.
Still lost to you?
Don't talk about it in the movies.
Why come in here? There's a hole in the corner.
That's a mouse hole I know how to shrink.
Octopus is also one of them. Not many animals know how to use tools.
They know how to carry.
Under empty coconut shells for shelter, or a shield,
In case they're attacked by predators. If you still remember the past
6 million years ago,
of our ancestors
for the first time using tools,
and whether this is a sign that
octopus are building their own civilization.
I'll talk more about this in the next part of VI. Cell.
One point over another of octopus.
It's that they have 3 hearts.
And if you're wondering, what do they need that much tin for? Well, it seems that the answer is
Many hearts have many lovers. Many hearts have many lovers. Just kidding. It's not like mammals.
including humans. has red blood containing iron-rich hemoglobin.
Octopus's blood is blue because of the luteinizing protein,
cyanin containing Cu,
basically copper oil protein. Work very effectively in harsh conditions, and low oxygen is ideal for life in the ocean.
However, HMOcyanin binds to oxygen less effectively compared to fans.
Off.
Your iPhone.
It's also able to recognize octopus faces.
That's it.
Does your iPhone know? Do you spray water on the one you hate? Octopus is there.
University of Otago in New Zealand.
An employee who doesn't know what kind of hostility.
That was blacklisted on a tour. Every time this woman walks past the water tank,
Show your attitude by spitting. Sprinkle water on your sister. This shows that
Octopus seems to have the ability to face ID.
because all the staff here wear uniforms
camouflage is a common skill,
of most of the marine invertebrates.
but Octopus has taken it to another level. Algal octopus species.
He picked up 6 of his tentacles to pretend to be algae and walk backwards on the other 2 tentacles,
The tendon octopus walks with 6 arms
curled under the body.
to look like a coconut rolling along the seabed. Especially these 2 ways of moving.
All allow octopus to recede faster than if you were to crawl on all 8 legs.
More religious.
The imitation octopus can also twist its body.
Rearranging the tentacles to cosplay the hunters
Of their predators.
The hurt person wants to hurt someone else. They can spread their tentacles around.
To mimic the spines of the lionfish. Hide 6 tentacles.
Keep the other 2 parallel.
To pose as a venomous sea serpent.
No, and hold the tentacles out the back to mimic the jellyfish. Or keep all 8 tentacles on the same side and swim with a tube to imitate a deep flounder.
But wait,
Octopuses have only one type of photoreceptor
so they're colorblind.
and only see the world in grey.
Then do it.
What the hell are you doing growing on top of your head?
You can become a master of disguise. Try to think about it.
Why does an intelligent creature take risks?
It's a vibrant, colourful mating dance.
If both the child and the child are colorblind,
Their enemies, the fish, are not.
and how that? They can hide in their surroundings.
When they don't know what color they're around.
That's octopus, with ink, and other head-growing animals.
There's only one type of photoreceptor,
It's used to identify to black and white colors.
but that doesn't mean they're colorblind.
The lens in our eye is the same.
Like a prism.
It converges light and the retina at the same time. Separate white light into different colors.
Human eyes and other mammals has a circular pupil that gives us sharp vision.
With all the colors focused on the same point. The eyes of octopus and their companions are different.
Their pupils have a monstrous shape,
Sometimes there is a U shape,
W or dumbbell shape.
allows light to pass through the lens from multiple directions, and converge on the retina at multiple wavelengths,
Corresponding to different colours.
This is called dispersion.
It's also called chromatic aberration.
The scientists think that this is how octopus sees color, with only one type of photoreceptor.
Depending on the species,
Octopus.
there are thousands to millions of pigment cells.
Called chromato for scattered on the skin. Each cell is a bag.
Contains hundreds of thousands of nanoparticles of pigment.
Every night there is one elastic matrix structure connected to hundreds of muscle fibers to stretch and change the shape of the dark
Allow the light to enter.
and reflect the color from the pigment particles.
It takes more than a minute to change color.
Octopus only needs a blink of an eye for about 0.1 seconds.
And it can vibrate up to 177 times an hour. More religious.
Octopus can also change the texture of the skin, thanks to tiny nodules called papillae.
They can stretch and smooth the skin like ocean waves.
Or shrinkage that makes the skin rough as stone.
So octopus is a bloodless creature.
Blue bar heart 9 brains 8 arms. With regenerative power,
like the mythical hero monster.
It's highly camouflaged, exceptionally smart, and know how to use assistive tools.
It doesn't taste good.
Octopus are creatures of the earth.
Closest to someone in the hallway. And you're sure?
I'm not the only one who thinks that. In a study published in 2018 about the Camry explosion of life,
The researchers suggest that,
Octopus may have written the asteroid to Earth.
in the form of joint evidence, the scientists reasoned that very powerful volcanic eruptions
Or via colliding with an asteroid might have blown the octopus away.
of the home planet. The eggs it stored on frozen ice.
Has traveled billions of kilometers in space before landing on Earth.
This study is very controversial.
Because it revives a theory it seems to have been forgotten about the origin of life. It's called panspermia. Assume that life in the universe has drifted from the later system to another later system.
On the tail of the broom SAO, these brooms could have landed on Earth. Types of viruses, incredibly resilient creatures like tardigrades,
Or even frozen octopus eggs. 541,530,000,000 5 years ago is the Camry explosion,
a short period in the history of the Earth where life explodes in numbers.
and unprecedented diversity.
Among the 53 modern animal, plant and fungal phyla, 2,530 phyla, including the ancestors of octopuses.
Is believed to have arisen in a mere 11,000,005.
Of this event, scientists theorize that it is possible fertilized octopus eggs
And frozen on a comet.
fell into the sea at the beginning of the Camry explosion,
Or maybe an alien virus,
such as retrovirus.
capable of altering the host cell's genome, infected the ancestors of the squids.
And make them evolve rapidly into modern octopus. Although it sounds very exciting,
But this hypothesis has a flaw.
on Earth, metrovirus only infects specific hosts. Certainly, a metrovii from outer space will not evolve to serve exclusively for the creatures of the Earth, and for sure is not specific enough for something like squid or octopus. Means respect a virus, such as virus. Turn a squid into an octopus,
It must have originated from planet Octopus.
and of course, that assumption is very unlikely, or maybe. Another proof put an end to this hypothesis.
Octopus Genome Decoded 2015 shows that
The genes of the neurotic octopus
of this white nervous system is octopus, only separated from ink about 135 million 5 years ago. That is, long after the Camry explosion ended.
The octopus may not have come from the hallway, but the fact that they are weird is beyond dispute. They and their other head-leg relatives even found an evolution hack.
For most animals,
Mutations occur first in DNA, then transcribed into RNA. The RNA is then translated into a modified protein.
octopus is different. They can modify proteins.
Without having to change the design of the DNA,
Click not here.
allows them to produce cellular level changes,
Adapt extremely quickly to environmental changes.
without having to wait for the slow process of evolution.
Traditional. To give you an idea, the octopus has about 33,000 genes, half of which have the ability to regulate RNA. Humans have about 20,000 genes, and only a few 10 of them do the same thing.
Here an important question arises. Why don't octopuses have a civilization yet, under the ocean? If not as majestic as man,
Then at least I should be like an ant.
the answer lies largely in short life expectancy.
And their pussy for a pretend lifestyle.
With about 300 species has been recorded, the lifespan of an octopus is only 6 months to 5 years.
Like most other fast-living species,
The octopus's only purpose in life is to reproduce. But
to build civilization, giving birth is not enough.
in males, their first and only mating will trigger a very strong aging process.
Stronger than the old desert dog Lace's W skill.
Its cells are damaged,
without repair or replacement.
and death was scheduled for a few weeks later, a few months maximum.
After egg laying,
Children will devote all their energy to the end of their lives.
to protect and aerate eggs,
By using tentacles to fan continuously, they quickly become exhausted and usually die soon after hatching.
And when their parents reunite in the underworld,
that's when the baby octopus's ordeal began.
no air around, to show them how to learn about the world,
How to nest, how to camouflage.
attack prey or fight for survival. They live a lonely life.
And luckily,
They have a smart enough brain.
to solve all problems by yourself.
Clearly the situation.
But being smart is not enough.
The octopus's solitary lifestyle makes crew not have any knowledge,
What kind of accumulation?
can be passed on to future generations.
Every octopus can have the wisdom of Confucius, but that becomes meaningless.
If their children have to plow everything over again,
From where? Humans and primates live in a society.
where knowledge and experience is passed back through the VIs,
Octopuses do not have a society.
where knowledge is circulated and accumulated, so our civilization.
Just stop at my level alone.
But isn't that a good thing?
Octopuses have been around for hundreds of millions of years, and if their intelligence is not reset after each generation,
Their skills cannot be accumulated from generation to generation
then whether people have doors,
to build our own civilization or not, or the octopus has come ashore.
and invaded the world millions of years ago.
You have 2 hands, and octopus has 8.
Sword fighting, shooting, throwing Lao.
Every game is red. Do you feel sorry? When octopus,
They can't build their own civilization.
please comment below. Like the video if you see it,
Or subscribe to the channel and ring the bell.
to track the zoological content from Bifast.
And now, hello and see you.